Seventh graders, today we're going to talk a little bit about text event analysis and how to set up a good essay. Now, if you take a look at what I have shared here on the screen, this is the sampler from this year, and they're asking you guys to read a selection. It's called Sewing the Community. So what I'm going to first do is I'm going to look at this, and then we have to decide what can I pull out of this so that I can write an essay on it. So here goes. A lot has changed in 10 weeks with the Schroer family allowed a crew to tear up their entire front lawn in Woodbury and replace it with edible plants. Instead of a flat expanse of turf grass, the family's front yard is now mounded and thick with growing cabbages, tomatoes, salad greens, peppers, herbs, and fruit. Over 100 crops in all, if you include different colors, said John Schroer. My favorite thing is the purple cauliflower, said his wife, Catherine. We knew it was cauliflower. We just didn't know it was purple. We don't know all the plants. We're waiting for them to reveal themselves. You know, a lot of mystery edibles have sprouted in the Schroer's large since the crew, led by California artist Fritz Haig, transformed it into Edible Estate number 15. The garden is part of Haig's residency at the Walker Art Center, which is kicking off a related exhibit, including the premiere of a video about the Schroer's landscape makeover. Haig's worldwide project involves creating prototype gardens that put visible food production in residential communities to shift perceptions about what constitutes an attractive, acceptable front yard. While traditional suburban lawns hog resources while contributing little, edible landscapes not only produce food but also promote human interaction, according to Haig. Both food and connections appear to be flourishing now at the Schroers. When the family truly stumped about something that's growing in their front yard, they ask Anna Bierbauer, local landscape architect, who's serving as their coach during the growing season. For now, they're busy making salsas and pestos. John has experimented with juicing, and they're tossing salads, many, many salads. We're eating a lot more lettuce, said Catherine, plus giving a bag after bag to friends and acquaintances. Still, those greens keep coming. I don't want another salad for a while, she admitted. The Schroers' abundance has intensified their interaction with their landscape and with their neighborhood, but now they're spending a lot more time in their front yard, and so are their neighbors. Catherine has organized Wednesday gardening nights so neighbors can gather, pull a few weeds, and help themselves to produce. Some people feel very welcome cutting things, and others need to bribe, she said with a laugh. They hosted a pizza party on Father's Day, and Catherine also hoped to host a sauerkraut making party later in the growing season. We're going to have a ton of cabbage, she said. The kids who attend the home-based child care facility across the street regularly visit the children's garden, a cozy plot tucked into the corner of the Schroers' front yard. One little boy became so enamored of picking fresh produce that he went home and tried to eat his parents' hostas. If you don't know what a hosta is, it's a plant, but it's not a vegetable. It's like a flowering greenery plant. The Schroers own 2 children. Both young adults no longer live at home, but spend a lot of time in their parents' garden. Son Aaron, who helped his dad build their trellis and lashing for their hops plants, stopped by routinely. I've been here every weekend, a couple of Wednesdays and a couple random days, he said. And his sister Andrea also is a regular visitor. My job has been eating, she said, and blogging. She chronicles the family's garden journey. There are so many people helping that it doesn't feel overwhelming, Catherine said, and if I had to do it myself, it would not be good. And vegetables, but so far tending the massive garden hasn't been as labor intensive as one might expect. We're starting to get more weeds, but we're still spending less time weeding than we did last year, said John. That was clean dirt. And vegetables are planted close together, giving weeds little room to grow, Breyer noted. She's been struck by the family's enthusiastic commitment to their new landscape. For the most amazing thing is how much the Schroers have embraced it, their willingness to take it on and to learn. She said, they've never a moment of intimidation. Catherine finds she spends more time chatting with neighbors, less time getting things done. I've always been punctual. Now I come out, I'm visiting, and I have to say, I gotta go. But that's the life I want, she said. She's always had a close neighborhood, but neighbors didn't know as well. I know better now. The 9-year-old who lives across the street is a frequent garden helper and consumer. She's trying things she wouldn't eat before, Catherine said. And another neighbor is planning to install her own edible landscape next year. I can't even begin to understand what effect this will have on everybody, Catherine said. I think it's the start of a really good thing. Well, after you've read that, it's now time to decide what's important to do a text-dependent analysis. So the passage Sewing Community was focusing on the family's participation in an art project, but it was really a garden. So you're to write an essay and analyzing the effect that the edible landscape project that it had on the community and use evidence from the passage. So before you write, you make sure you read the prompt carefully. Make sure you've read the entire passage carefully. Think about what the prompt says and how it relates to the passage. The main thing, if you notice on this, is says that it is a project that had and how it affected the community. And then it says to organize your ideas on some scratch paper. So a thought map or an outline or a graphic organizer to plan your essay, your text-dependent analysis prompt. So we're going to analyze information from the passage. We are going to make sure we use evidence from the passage. We are going to use precise language in a variety of sentence types and transitions. And we're going to organize the paper with an introduction and a body and a conclusion. All right. You have to write your final essay in an answer booklet. You have to stay focused and make sure you're trying to talk about how the community is affected by the natural landscape garden that they can help with. And finally, use evidence from the passage and correct all your capitalization. So I'm going to notice, if I remember, these people gathered together and they helped weed the garden. They had lots of people helping design the garden. They had professionals come in and check on them. There is a children's section that's pretty good too. So we have a lot of things that we can start writing about. So what we have to do here is start to jot down things that are going to matter to us in this essay. And this is an important pre-writing step. So what we will do is start making a list of things that we think are going to work. So remember, we had a children's section in the back and the 9-year-old comes over and visits. We have a lot of people eating healthy with salads and vegetables. We have opportunities for everybody to help weed the garden and take some produce home. And there are plans to do maybe sauerkraut in the future. Or have, there was one other thing besides sauerkraut. I think she said that she would like to do sauerkraut and there was something else. Do you remember? And then somebody's even been blogging. That would be Sister Andrea. She's been writing a blog online with pictures and ideas about things that they've done. And she says too that there's a pizza party coming up on Father's Day. So that's going to be nice. So I'm assuming that's going to be veggie pizza. In fact, that sounds pretty good right now, doesn't it? Take care, 7th graders. We will get back to our TDA and see if we can find more ideas from this particular piece that will help us write a good text-dependent analysis.